The Premier League came at the start of a very busy few weeks with non-stop action, and it delivered intensely. 8 penalties alone this week showed mercy to many teams, especially the title race at the top, in which all 3 teams were granted match-winning penalties. Steven Gerrard was unlucky upon his return to Anfield, and in other news, Jimenez committed what seemed like the stupidest red card you could get. Here's the Premier League roundup. The week began on Friday where Brentford played Watford. The Hornets took the lead through Dennis, a man who is on incredible form at the moment, and it seemed as if Ranieri's men would win, all the way up to the 84th minute, where Janssen got the leveller and a late penalty in the 96th minute was converted by Mbuemo, as the Bees were victorious 2-1, beginning a week of bad refereeing and penalties. Ex-champions and current league leaders welcomed Wolves, and as expected, Pep's men were dominant. One key event in the match was Jimenez's attempt at delaying a free kick during injury time at the end of the first half. First of all, he conceded the set piece as he gave away a foul, and then attempted to stop it being taken, and only 48 seconds after receiving his yellow card, he got another and was sent off. Quite trivial, as there was another 45 minutes to play and it was still 0-0. This will be a big miss for Wolves' next match against Brighton. Continuing on with the match, as Foden laid the ball off to Bernardo Silva, he whipped in a cross that seemed to brush Moutinho's hand, and after a long VAR review, it was deemed a penalty. Quite ridiculous, to be honest with you. It made no contact with his arm. In fact, it touched the side of his body, yet they gave the penalty. Incompetent once again from VAR. But Sterling, he would not complain, as he got his 100th Premier League goal as he slotted it right down the middle, and the Citizens won 1-0, ensuring the top spot for at least a few more days. Chelsea played Leeds, and the away side scored first through a Rafinha penalty from a foolish Alonso foul, but he later rectified his mistake with an assist to Mount, who bagged to make it 1-1 before the break. 2 penalties for Jorginho, including one in the 94th minute, sandwiched a first Premier League goal for Leeds' Gallagher, but the Blues came away with a 3-2 win. Frustrating for Leeds, who sit in 15th, but the type of miracle needed for Chelsea fans who were without a win in their last 2 games. Liverpool saw the return of club legend Steven Gerrard, but the midfielders' side were outperformed by Klopp. Robertson was a standout player in the game along with Fabinho, as the side ended up winning through a Mohamed Salah penalty, despite this being another controversial one too. In my opinion, it was a dive and should not have been given, but what's done is done, and Klopp's side got the 3 points. In North London, Southampton played Arsenal and were bashed 3-0, with goals from Lacazette, seeing him replace Aubameyang, who was dropped for disciplinary reasons, Odegaard, who has 3 in 3, and Gabriel. Lacazette's goal really showed an Arsenal side back on their game, a bounce back that was desperately needed. Norwich against Manchester United would have been reminiscent of Ole's Reds. Man United played horrid football and were lucky not to go down on several occasions, if not for De Gea's superb goalkeeping. In the end, a penalty conceded by Max Aarons on Ronaldo was tucked away and they won 1-0, with De Gea making an important save within the last few minutes of the match from a Kabak header. Burnley played West Ham in a 0-0 draw, with the most prominent chance coming as a result of Declan Rice. His shot, though, just went over the bar. This is a huge result in the top 4 race, with all Man United, Leicester and Arsenal winning. Obviously, Spurs have 2 games in hand. Leicester City then. They thumped Newcastle 4-0, and it was too much surprise before the match that Vardy had been dropped, possibly Rodgers reacting to their loss midweek against Napoli, which made them drop out of the Europa League to the Conference League. A penalty was the first goal here too, which Tielemans slotted away in the 38th minute, and Patson Daka, Tielemans again and Maddison scored, with the Englishman getting an assist and drawing the foul which led to the penalty. Castagna sent an errant pass back to Schmeichel, which nearly led to an own goal, but the keeper was alert and managed to clear it. The Toons are still 19th, on level points with bottom, but it's becoming increasingly likely that they are going to be heading down if drastic change does not take place. They will have to look to the January transfer window. The last match on Sunday saw Everton return to their old ways, as they faced a 3-1 defeat to Crystal Palace, with Gallagher scoring twice, including a stunner from outside the box. Vieira needed this result after a string of bad ones, but if last week's win against Arsenal is the only positive in a while, Benitez may be looking at his job on the line. The Madrid derby was this week, and it's safe to say that Real easily won. They extended their lead at the top of La Liga, and at current standing it seems that no team is going to challenge them. Benzema scored first and Asensio added to that in the second half, as Ancelotti's men won 2-0. The Premier League returns today, but it seems that Brentford v Manchester United is set to be cancelled, if not already cancelled. Brighton's game possibly too. However, if it does go ahead, it will be a match to watch, and I think the sides will draw 2-2. Arsenal play West Ham on Wednesday, a game that holds crucial points in the top 4 race, and I think Arsenal will come out on top through a 2-1 triumph. Leicester v Spurs is Conte's biggest match so far, and seeing that they haven't played for a while, it's safe to assume that they may not be at their best. Hence, I think they will fall prey to Rodgers' side 1-0. Those are my predictions, but tell me yours down below. Also, check out my Premier League Match Week 16 Team of the Week. But until next time, goodbye.